So today's episode is more than meets the eye.
Transformers.
Robots in disguise.
Today we got Beast Wars.
A cool custom by Airmax.
The most hated Transformers toy line.
And Megatron's long-lost brother.
Now, who didn't love Beast Wars?
I didn't. I thought it was a travesty. I'm a G1er.
This is Doggy Bot.
Doggy Wolf, yeah, you're close. So Jesse, why do they have alternate, the faces? It flips, you see this? How it kind of...
Well, this goes back to the Japanese cartoon. Each of the characters had a beast mode that they could transform into, and it was a totally separate personality from their robot counterparts.
Oh, really?
So that's why the US toys still have this sort of vestigial alternate head. I hated this line. I thought it was such a travesty that they went from vehicles to animals. But as the years have gone by, I'm really much more into Beast Wars than I am traditional Transformers.
Yeah, so I didn't grow up on G1, I grew up on Beast Wars. That's the show that I watched, and I have a lot of the Transformers from the Beast Wars series. And I actually have another one just like this. The mold is exactly the same. I'm learning things on the show, by the way. It's the same guns, everything.
Different colorway.
Yes, it's exactly. It's the Siberian Tiger, so yeah, different colorway.
I really like that his intestines become a blaster.
I know, it's so like grotesque, right?
Whether Transformers are animals or they're automotives, it's just really cool to see them transform. You're like, what part is going to become what? Like, for example, this is a tail for a gun. Then I think anyone can really appreciate that. And that's why I think they're so like captivating.
I was born with a tail. What I have here is a very amazing fan project by a very creative artist named Airmax. These are all hand-casted, hand-painted resin pieces that fit together. They are articulated, though I'll never open this. He's gotten all the details right. He even has a lenticular sticker on the chest, just like the Bat figure from G.I. Joe has.
So this is definitely one of a kind.
I believe that there is only 5 of these made. It's a personal art project, and I'm very lucky to own one.
Well, let's open it.
Never.
Now, the Soundwave interpretation looks like he would fit right in with like the Cobra team.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's G.I. Joe scale, it's reusing G.I. Joe parts. The concept of this line was really shrinking down the massive Transformers and what would they look like in a 3 3/4 inch scale.
So if you were to sell this, how much would you sell it for?
I couldn't part with it. I'm sure it's worth hundreds of dollars. Definitely check out Airmax Animated for more info. These are arguably the most hated sub-series of Transformers. They're called Action Masters. I think people genuinely hated the fact that these didn't transform. It's called Transformers. You expect some level of interchangeability.
Yeah, no kidding.
But I gotta tell you, I love these things. Rad was the very first one that I had. He looks like a very rad dude, you can see.
Okay.
Totally not bogus.
Is this part of the same set?
Not part of the same set, but each figure came with a little sidekick animal that would also transform into a weapon.
Really?
So while they're limited in articulation and the sculpts aren't particularly dynamic,
And they don't transform.
there's still something really quite magical about these.
Right.
Definitely in bulk, if you had like a bunch of them just to like stand up
Sure.
or just like in
Yeah.
a pile, they're actually really not that bad, but I can understand why Transformers fans were not happy with this line.
Megatron was very hard to get because he came with a very expensive vehicle, so
Yeah.
he wasn't sold as a single pack.
He looks like Megatron. You know, you could tell that's Megatron. But where's Starscream?
Starscream's right over here.
Uh-oh. Bust that bad boy out. This is who I like,
Yeah.
Starscream.
There's also some exquisitely fluorescent colored figures that came out only in Europe, and those actually did transform. It was about $3 to $5 for one figure with a little animal sidekick. As we talked about in our Micronauts episode, a lot of the Transformer sculpts were taken from other Japanese toy lines. Megatron, who's the leader of the Decepticons, he came from the Microchange series that this guy came from. Browning would be Megatron's long-lost brother.
Or father.
Let's go with brother. Now, I don't know if this is actually a knockoff or not, but it does have real die-cast parts. It will actually shoot the fists.
Okay, that seems dangerous. Awesome!
It worked.
That was great.
This was in the late 70s, early 80s. But you can see the transformation is very similar to Megatron.
Yeah.
The body parts are
Ah.
very similar to what the Megatron figure does.
Well, you did that pretty quickly.
There was also a character named Browning in the Japanese version of the Transformers cartoon, and it was based on this character.
This is a sweet gun. Like, aside from it transforming, it's actually a pretty cool gun, and I would love to see more Transformers that turn to different guns. Like a Tommy gun?
I want to see one that you can light a cigarette with. Let us know in the comments who your single most favorite Transformer character is.
Again, mine's gotta be Cheetor from the Beast Wars series, even though it does not hold up.
I'm gonna say Optimus Prime or Megatron, so.
I'm a fan of RC.
Ah, girly.
Alright, so definitely subscribe, like, and share, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Peace out.
What's next? Furniture?
Furniture Transformers.
What's next? Dinobots?
Are you guys gonna go see Transformers 4?
You know, with the Ninja Turtle movie, I'm not a huge fan of Michael Bay right now. So.
Okay, our Turtles episode was many
It doesn't
months
matter.
ago. Megan Fox is the greatest CGI creation ever.
They made her look exactly the same in the Turtles film.